on another episode of Randy's Reviews. I'm Randy. This is a 2010 Chevrolet Corvette Grand Sport. In other words, a C6 Corvette. And although this is an older model and people thought that old people drove this, which could possibly be true, this is in a price point where everyone can enjoy it now. People in their 20s and 30s, people who love fast cars and Corvettes. And there are 4 different trim levels: the coupe, the convertible coupe, this Grand Sport, and the Z06. And even though I get the C6 Z06 over this, the Grand Sport sold way more than the Z06s, even though the Z06 has 505 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque and a 7.0 liter engine. Woo! This Grand Sport has 430 horsepower and 424 pound-feet of torque, which is only 75 less horsepower than the Z06. Now, if you open the Z06's exhaust baffles, which this has, you get 6 more horsepower, which is 436 horsepower. This has a 6.2 liter V8 engine, and it comes with an automatic or stick. 0 to 60 is only 4.2 seconds, which is 0.3. That's 0.3 slower than a Z06. But I think they sold so many Grand Sports over the Z06 is because this has a Z51 package that's found on the Corvette Coupe, and the Grand Sport has a performance of a Z06, although it's not as fast. It's $20,000 less than a Z06 and only $5,000 more than the basic coupe. But of course, that's without options. In my opinion, if you love the C6 Corvette like I did and still do, I get the Z06, but look into the engine problems because my Z06 leaked coolant into the engine, which caused big ass problem. This 6.2 liter engine is rock solid with very few problems if you take care of it. And today, used, this Grand Sport is about $10,000 less than the C6 Corvette. The reason why Chevrolet sold so many Grand Sports is because they took all the goodies out of the C6 Z06 and put it in the Grand Sport, like this. This vent that actually works. It cools the brakes down. And this carbon fiber wide body kit, the fenders. It adds about 3 inches in the back and 2 inches in the front. Oh, this is the back and that's the front. And it's hard to differentiate the Grand Sport from a Z06, especially if you see it in your rear view mirror, because both have this little air vent to keep the engine cool, and the bumpers are the same. This air dam. Hey, I can see my selfie stick.
This little thing doesn't create much downforce. It guides air around the car so there's less lift. The air dams are typically jacked up because they're made of cheap plastic and super flimsy. It's much better if you get an actual carbon fiber or carbon fiber painted air dam. The hood, lights, fenders, and emblem are the same. There's no difference in the front between the Grand Sport and Z06.
This awesome dry sump oil system.
This is the infamous LS3 V8 engine with the dry sump oil system. It's found in the C6 Corvette, Grand Sport, and the ZR1. It's even found in the C7 Corvette and the Grand Sport. It's so dependable, powerful, and sounds amazing. Car builders will use this crate engine to put in their project cars. Because of the wide body kit it shares with the Z06, they have the same tire size, 18 inches in the front and 19s in the back with a 12-inch width. They share the same exhaust system, rear valence, bumper, and tail lights. There's nothing back here that gives it away that this is a Grand Sport versus a Z06.
Here are some things that the Z06 has that the Grand Sport doesn't. It doesn't have the spoiler that the Z06 has. This Grand Sport comes with a convertible or a hardtop.
The C6 Z06 actually has a big air vent in front of the door and a small one behind the door, which is shared with the Grand Sport. The Grand Sport's top comes off and can be stored in the trunk, whereas the Z06's top is not removable.
And as I mentioned, the Grand Sport comes in stick or automatic. The Z06 only comes in stick.
The brakes may look different than the Z06, but they're the same. The calibers are silver on the Grand Sport and red on the Z06.
I want to say thank you to Connell Chevrolet in Costa Mesa, California for lending me their 2010 Chevrolet Corvette Grand Sport for the day. If you're in the market for any Corvette, C6, C7, or C8, or place an order for a CA, even the Z06 that's coming out. If you're in the market for Camaro, Silverado, SUV, or any commercial vehicle, just come on down there, check out their website, or give them a call, give them an opportunity to win your business. Their information and link is in the description below. And by the way, it would do me a huge favor if you can hit that like, subscribe, and notification button below. They love seeing those, and it helps me get cars like the Corvette and Silverados to review for you.
There's 22 square feet of space back here, bigger than the 2024 Prius and bigger than some mid-size sedans. It even comes with a cover to hide your packages, unlike the Tesla.
Let's see how many Randys fit in here. The opening is right in the middle. It's a soft button, so you just push it, it opens automatically. The trunk is high, it's thick, and you have to lift things over, otherwise you're gonna jack up the spoiler and the trunk itself and the whole car. It's gonna be an expensive fix. Let's see if I fit. Woohoo! See ya! I can't close it all the way because there's no emergency latch, so I can't open it, otherwise I have to go to the front. About one Randy fits in here comfortably.
The interior is not too outdated by today's standards. It's very functional, intuitive, easy to use, and was actually in line with the Porsche 911 at that time. Paddle shifters as we know them today were introduced in the C7 Corvette. The infotainment system was grainy, slow, but worked. The HVAC is traditional with buttons and knobs. I love it. Has a nostalgic cigarette lighter and ashtray, cup holders, traction control button, and a very shallow storage. For those who didn't know, there's a DVD and navigation CD slot in the back, which the C7 took all that out and added a secret compartment. All C6s have textured plastic interiors, unlike the C7 and C8 Corvettes today. They held up very well. They didn't crack or change color like some luxury brands. Range Rover. This is abnormal. These seats aged very well. The person who owned it must have weighed like a pound because they typically look old, wrinkly, and about to crack, and sometimes discolored. These seats are full genuine leather, which are not found in any Corvette seat today. Today's 3LT package only gives you Napa leather on the center part of the seat. The rest of the seat is made of Milan leather, which is 5% scrapped leather and 95% polyester.
Now for the fun stuff. Let's take the 2010 Chevrolet Corvette Grand Sport that Connell Chevrolet lent me for the day for a spin.
This is fast and sounds like no other sports car. This Grand Sport is quick to 60 in just 4.3 seconds, but seems faster because of the V8 torque, exhaust, and it is super low. There's no EV that will give you this exhilarating experience. I know because I own a Model Y, and I won't give up my Z06 for a Model S Plaid. These Vettes are solid, reliable, and can perform on track all day with no issues, and as long as you could afford $500 per tire. The C6 Corvette does have better throttle response than the C7 and C8 Corvette because it does not have drive-by-wire. Everything is physically connected, so when you punch that throttle, like so, it just goes. Unlike my C7 Z06, there's somewhat of a lag, which people rarely mention, but I do, and it's not too noticeable, but I notice it because I drive Corvettes. Let's go again. Man, it sounds so good, doesn't it? Now the baffle's open, I think, at 3,000 RPMs. If you're looking for an affordable, fun, exciting sports car, you got to get a Corvette Grand Sport, a C6, because they're really affordable right now at only $35,000 with about 40,000 miles, one or two owners. Those are hard to find, of course. This is really affordable and it's really fun. And what else can you get for $35,000? A Honda Civic SI? what else? You can't get much today, so look into a Corvette.
That does it for me today. I enjoyed making the video for you. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like, subscribe, and notification button below. I'm Randy. See ya! This is how you know you got a Chevrolet Corvette. See the Corvette symbol there? There's nothing on the headlights or the lens. Open the hood, Corvette. There's a Corvette symbol there and a Corvette symbol there. There's nothing on the wiring harnesses or the hose. Corvette. Grand Sport, which is a type of Corvette. And you have GM on the windows back here. Can't see it? Believe me. It says Corvette. Nothing on the door, nothing on the steering wheel except for this. Corvette. Nothing on the seats that says Corvette. Nothing else? Nope. Get out of the car. Brake says Corvette. Wheels are Corvette. Look at the back. Corvette. Look at that. Connell Chevrolet. Corvette. Open the trunk. It's a Grand Sport Corvette. This is how you know you got a Corvette and not a Toyota Supra.